We are continuing our exploration of who this God is that we are to love. We talked about the great commandment to love God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength, and love your neighbor as yourself, and how we have to know something about the person or individual we are to love, be able to love them, have to know who they are. We're exploring who God is. We looked last time at God the Creator. I want to look this time in Exodus 3, verses 13 through 15. Again, a very well-known passage. Then Moses says to God, Behold, I am going to the sons of Israel, and I will say to them, The God of your fathers has sent me to you. Now they may say to me, What is his name? What shall I say to them? God said to Moses, I am who I am. And he said, Thus you shall say to the sons of Israel, I am has sent me to you. God furthermore said to Moses, Thus shall you say to the sons of Israel, Yahweh, the God of your fathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob, has sent me to you. This is my name forever, and this is my memorial name to all generations. Again, very famous scripture passage. Have been written about this, exploring exactly what it means. Of course, anytime we're trying to deal with something that is not completely within our realm of experience or uh, has some aspects to it that's very hard to explain, we struggle with language, trying to convey in language concepts that are not always easily conveyed. But God uses the to be verb, I am. We call, in Scripture, when you look in, sometimes King James may have said Jehovah. Uh, Others have translated Lord all in capital letters or God all in capital letters. Uh, it is the name that has been vocalized more recently as Yahweh, the name that is so holy that uh, we don't speak it often, and the pronunciation is honestly a little uncertain. But the name YHWH is related to the Hebrew word for to be or I am. But what does this tell us about God when he's trying to say, this is my name, this is who I am, I am? He's the God who is always existing now. He always is, present tense. Uh, but the I am, who is also now the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, the God of Jacob, who now live with him. God not only is self-existent, the self-existent one, the one who has being, existence as his essence, it is who he is, but he's also the one who gives being to the rest of us. Everything in this creation has its existence from God. So this God who is in himself, he's not dependent on anything or anyone else for his existence, who always is, not was or will be, but who uh, is the God who is the God of, as it says here, God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Jesus would refer to this in Mark when he's having a dispute with some Sadducees, in Mark chapter 12. Let me flip over there real quick. Mark chapter 12, verses 26 through 27. Jesus is talking to the Sadducees, and he says, "But regarding the fact that the dead rise again, have you not read in the book of Moses, in the passage about the burning bush, how God spoke to him, saying, I am the God of Abraham, and the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. He is not the God of the dead, but of the living. You are greatly mistaken." The Sadducees did not believe in a resurrection of the dead. They thought, you only go on once and then it's over, and, grab all the gusto you can while you're here, because when you're gone, you're gone. It's over, done. There's nothing after. And Jesus points to this and says, "Nah, guys, you don't even know what you're talking about." Which is an astounding thing to say to the Sadducees, because they had memorized all this Old Testament. The Pentateuch, anyway. Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy, as we call them. They had memorized those things, and they said, "You don't know what you're talking about. You know the words, you don't understand the meaning." Well, he says the meaning here is that Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob are alive right now with God. He is the God of the living. So God not only is the self-existent one, or the one who gives us being here and now, makes it so we can exist, he is the one that causes us to be eternally when he is our God. When we have accepted him, when we have made him our God, he makes us his eternal creatures, living with him forever. Now, in all of this, being to be everything, Jesus claims this in John chapter 8. And I want to look at that again a little more in the future. We'll look at a little more what it means to say God is the I am. But right now, this God we are to love is the God who, by his self-existence, makes it possible for us to exist and to live and breathe and to enjoy this life that we have here on earth. I am who I am. The Lord Yahweh, the God of your fathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. The great I am. Pass me not, O gentle Savior, hear my humble cry, while on others thou art calling. Do not pass me by. Savior, Savior, hear my humble cry, while on others thou art calling. Do not pass me by. Let me at thy throne of mercy find a sweet relief, kneeling there in deep contrition, help my unbelief. Savior, trusting only in thy merit, would I seek thy face. Heal my wounded, broken spirit, save me by thy grace. Savior, Savior, hear my humble cry. While on others thou art calling, do not pass me by. Thou, the spring of all my comfort, more than life to me. Whom have I on earth beside thee? Whom in heaven but thee? Savior, Savior, hear my humble cry. While on others thou art calling, do not pass me